Men have normalized putting on and behaving like women. And these big companies and those who run the internet want us to see this on internet, and to make matters worse, even on television. We have seen great men like John Cena, who has been on WWE and has done so many movies, put on like a woman just to shoot a video. And sometimes we might say that, this is just for shooting a video, but we really do not understand what this sends to the minds of people and to the minds of those who take John Cena as their mentor. And so this is going to affect most of the people, and especially the young people. And they might say that now that John Cena, who is our mentor, is putting on in this manner, then this is right to put on as a woman, regardless of your biological identification as a man. These big companies have waged war on gender, on children, on men, and basically on masculinity, and they have packaged it in a way that we cannot tell this is war. So they will come up with this language that this is the attire for this movie. And what they fail to tell us is that you, as a man, to play that character in that movie, you must put on and behave like a woman. If not, then you are not going to be part of that movie. So this has become a rite of passage in Hollywood, and this is affecting masculinity. And some people might put it as toxic masculinity. I know you've heard of this several times, and maybe you do not understand what this means. So yet these big companies are doing this. Those who are sober are asking themselves, where are the real biological men? That is the question that most of us are asking.
We went from having an argument about, what were acceptable sexual practices to then going to an argument about who are acceptable marriage partners, and now to an argument about what is a male and what is a female, what is a man and what is a woman.
Personally, I've seen men on TikTok put on as women and even put on makeup to make their content. And you see what they say is that this is just for making content, but we fail to understand what they send to the young people. And the young people will be on internet and they'll be seeing these things and they will be like, okay, so that means it is okay to put on and behave as a woman? That is what they are asking themselves. And many of these people have become viral, and that means that many people are seeing them all over the world, and most of them go live putting on like women, doing competitions like women, and they want to portray an image of a woman in the name of making their content. But what they fail to know is that children are being exposed to this. And what does that mean? It means that now the children are going to imitate and mimic exactly what is happening on the internet. And one day you'll have your child who is a boy, and he'll go pick the cloth for his sister and put on. And when you'll ask him, hey, for example, Duncan, why are you putting on like this? And it's like, I saw someone put on internet, or I saw on television a man putting on as a woman. This is the day that you realize that this has really affected the generation that is coming. Now, with the rise of the transgender campaigns, many men have retreated and they have left this battle to those who do not really appreciate their biological identification as men. The Bible says in Genesis 1:27 that God created man in his own image. In his own image, he created them, male and female. So when we come and try to put on as women, when we are men biologically, then we are trying to nullify the truth of the Bible. So this is also a fight to the Bible, a fight to God, and a fight basically to Christianity. And so the society and the social media has taught us to nullify the truth of the gospel. We've made it not to look like truth. And when we'll be reading this to our children, they'll be like, but why is this happening? I also read in Deuteronomy 22, I think it's verse 5, where the writer says that men should not put on cloth as of women, and women should not put on cloth as of men. And if they do this, this is a great abomination to God. Okay? I want you to take that as an example. And people would say that maybe this was in the Old Testament. But then why are we violating the truth of the matter? And what we are spreading out here is full of lies. So when we continue spreading these lies, what we are creating is a confusion in the next generation. Men and women are going to be totally confused. There are those who are going to stand in for the truth, which are very minimal, and there are those who are going to stand for the lies, which will be now the bigger part of the generation. And we'll have men who are going to behave as women, they're going to put on as women, they're going to make their hair as women, they're going to do makeup as women, and they are going to portray the image of a woman when themselves are biologically men. So this is what I want to present to us. In today's life, anything you see on television or on social media, you should not take it for granted. This is a message that is being sent indirectly, and you might not realize how it's going to affect the next generation. We've had famous people who've put on like women, who've behaved like women, and they have gone ahead and told those who follow them that, you know what, as a man, you need to put on like this. They mention that they feel more sexier, they feel more beautiful, they feel more handsome, they feel more comfortable, and therefore they want to tell you that, you know what, you need to also try this, and this will affect a bigger generation, especially those who are loyal to them. They will tend to do as their mentor is doing.
I just wanted to show off my babushka today. Honestly, you know, I thought it was just so immaculate, and I feel like I look so handsome right now with these shades on. And I'm just encouraging all guys to wear babushkas from here on out. Silk Gang, Silk City, you know how we do it.
So whatever you see on television or on social media, never take it for granted. And that's why I've decided to make this video, to just bring awareness to the people that might be confused with the internet or with television. Now, in the long run, we shall lose men. Many men are going to be confused. We've seen Hollywood forcing men to put on as women so that they can feature them as the character in that movie. And in the long run, many men would sell their dignity and their male part or headship just for money. That is what they are basically doing. They are selling their dignity in exchange with money. And most of them will go there with the sense that let me do this just to get rich or to get famous. And so it will be a culture that is going to be generated from one generation to another. And in no time, we are going to lose the sense of masculinity. I mentioned in this video that this is a war against gender, children, men, and masculinity. And therefore, in no time, maybe in the 50 years to come, we'll have men who are totally confused and men who will take this as normal. It will grow into our culture. It will become our culture. And therefore, it will be so much normal for us to put on as women, to behave as women, to make up our hair as women, to do our faces as women, to apply lipstick as women, and to do everything as women. And maybe to even use bathrooms for women, and everything will be just confused. The generation will be totally confused. So what am I trying to say? These big companies are trying to fight the male headship. You know, the Bible gives us what a man should do. In fact, the Bible says that man named woman twice. When you read in the first account and in the second account, we realize that man names the woman. Man was created to lead, to be the head of whatever he was given a charge over. The Bible says he was given dominion over the fish of the sea, over the land, and he was to be the leader. Now, the companies and the enemy has realized the strength that is in the man and is trying to fight that.
Because in this war against manhood and womanhood in marriage, there's also the war against the patriarchy, the war against male headship, which again is an assault on the God of the Bible. The woman is made after the man, male headship. The woman is made for the man, male headship. The woman is brought to the man, male headship. The woman is named by the man twice, once in chapter 2 and once in chapter 3, male headship. And if that's not enough, when you get to Romans chapter 5, the Bible doesn't say sin came into the world through one couple. It says sin came into the world through one man. Why? Male headship and accountability because of male headship.
Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot end this video without mentioning the issue of LGBTQ. This is an issue and this is a campaign that is going on in so many countries, especially in African countries. Now, the first world countries that have developed and have cultivated this culture in their culture is trying to sell it to African countries. And I don't want us to take it just like normal. You should ask yourself, why are they targeting men and women at the end of the day? What they are trying to do is that they are killing our future generations. They are very pretty aware that a man and a man cannot give birth. And that also sends us that a woman and a woman cannot give birth. So what are they trying to do? They are trying to kill our next generation because they are now saying a woman is okay to marry another woman. A man in the same manner is okay to marry another man. And we've seen some pastors join people of the same gender. Remember the fight for gender.
Wayne and Michael, you have declared your consent and vows before God and this gathering of family and friends. You have told the world that you are one. I announce to you that they are legally married in the eyes of the state of Washington. Those whom God has joined together, let no one put asunder.
And they are joining them in marriage, and these people will grow up and they have some good language that at the end of the day they are going to adopt a child and they are going to take care of the child. We do not refuse that, but then where are we seeing ourselves in the next 50 years? When our children are growing up, they are now understanding that it is okay for a man to relate with a man romantically, even to our level that they can go into marriage. When a child who is a girl is growing up and she understands, and maybe to make matters worse, the mother tells her, you know what, it is okay for you to relate with another woman or with another girl romantically, and they end up doing marriage. And so the marriages are going to be full of confusion, and in no time, those of us who are not married, we shall lack ladies to marry, and ladies are going to lack men to marry. Why? Because all of them will be absorbed in this thing called LGBTQ. And what they are just trying to do is that they are killing our next generation. So never take it for granted. We have school systems that are teaching this. We have, to make matters worse, churches that are promoting this. They stand up and they are fighting for the rights of LGBTQ. We need to arise, we need to fight, and we need to tell the truth. Tell your children. Do not assume that children are being taught the right things in school. as a parent, you need to take this initiative and train your children. Tell your children the truth. Tell them that a man cannot relate with a man. Tell them that a woman cannot relate with a woman. They might see it on television, they might see it on social media, and they might want to practice what they see. It is your call. And I want to just make this clear. Please, please, please. It is your call. You need to train your children. Tell them the truth. Do not leave the teachers to train your child in all aspects of life. Sometimes they might mislead your children. And do not assume when they go for church that what they are being taught is right. Some of these preachers are just pretenders, and some of these churches might end up training your child in the ways that are not right. So you need to know what your child is being exposed to and prevent your children from being exposed to such messages, such videos, such accounts, such television programs, and such people who will train them in the ways that are wrong. Let us protect our future generation. Let us protect our children. Let us protect our men. Let us protect our females, because God created two genders, a man and a woman. And there is no point in time that when a man is going to be married to a man and that marriage is approved by God, or a woman getting married to a woman and that marriage is approved by God. Let us take charge. Let us be very careful to what we expose ourselves to, and let us always stand for the truth, because this is getting worse. I hope the topic of the day, which is men normalizing to put on and behave as women, has enlightened you on something, because I'm not taking it lightly. I'm not assuming that everything is okay. I want to scrutinize everything until I tell you the truth. If you have any additional information about this, please don't fear to drop us a comment. I'll read the comment, and if it triggers me to make the next video, I'm going to make that video just for you. I hope that this video helped you, and if that is the case, do not forget to like this video. And my friend, you can also subscribe to this channel for more videos. And not only subscribe, my friend, ring that bell so that you cannot miss any other future videos that you're going to upload on this channel. Otherwise, you can click anywhere on this screen to watch the next video, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to see you in that video. Peace.